Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to episode 3 of the Everything podcast. So, for the first part of this podcast, it's very serious. We have two things to talk about. Warning, this is our opinion. Take what we say with a grain of salt. And as a result of how serious these two topics are, for at least this part, we are not going to bleep out curse words. Alright,
Okay.
so the first situation that has happened is, uh, I'll name it the Carson situation. So
hmm
if you want a more detailed and honestly way better video explaining all the stuff that is happening, if you type in the YouTube channel The Weekly Slap and go to the video titled Carson, I would definitely suggest watching that. It'll also be linked in the description. So
Yeah.
the short of it is that a YouTuber named Call Me Carson, people have figured out that he has been sexting his fans. Some people are saying he's a pedophile, which, in my opinion, I don't think is true because he's 19. The girl in question was 16, and either 16 or 17. In the state that she lives in, that is the age of consent. So technically, lawfully, it's okay, but morally, obviously, it's
It's
horrible.
really not. It's
it,
really not.
it it's treading a line.
Yeah.
It's to the point where you got to question, the mental health of the person.
hmm
Yeah.
The law around this stuff is like
Yeah,
walking on a
it's
tightrope. Now, the reason we are talking this about this is not because of just Carson. This is very sadly becoming more prevalent in YouTubers that like to take advantage of their fans like this.
hmm
For an example, the mini lad situation. Again, if you want to look that up, go on ahead.
it
It's
is.
very
It's
sickening to
disgusting.
see that these are coming out, especially because I thought Carson was a really good guy, but
Yeah, I thought he was. To me, I always thought he was like a wholesome guy.
Don't never judge a book by its cover.
He made a
Feel
lot of
me?
Exactly.
content and videos and stuff that showed a lot of good things. It never came
It's
across
a.
that you do something like that.
That seems to be a recurring thing with a lot of YouTubers and stuff. They use their content as like sort of a defense mechanism. Like, well, obviously I didn't do that because look at does it look like I would do something like that? Like, look at me. Look at the stuff that I put out. Does it look like I do something like that? It makes people ask questions not about you but about the victim. Asking like, okay, is this victim making this up? Because he doesn't seem like he would do that.
mm, but this is definitely not the victim part.
That's just weird and creepy.
This is the content creator. So, what was I gonna say? Shit. Uh,
You
what the
gotta say, buddy.
fuck? I forget what I was gonna say.
Was it the next topic?
No, not the next topic. It was something.
Well,
Shit.
just very, very to the point. Be very careful with like social media and stuff like that. Be careful who you're watching. People like try to take advantage of you, especially young women. Young women on the internet are in very big danger on the internet. So just be very careful with what you surround yourself with. Be very careful what situations you put yourself in.
Yep.
And there's warning signs. There are warning signs. There's red flags. If you see those red flags, say something about it. And you got to say something about it when it happens. You can't let it build up because it gets to a point where now the cops aren't going to do anything for you and the internet's going to shame you. So you got to do it. If something happens to you, if you're put in a position where you're uncomfortable, you got to take action.
Mm.
Mm.
So, what I think is a good way of putting this is kind of like what most of Carson's fans have said. They say, "I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed." Alright, now passing through that topic, the next one, it's about people breaking into the Capitol building.
In Washington, D.C.
Yes. That, I think, is terrorism at that point. And I am absolutely disgusted with my country.
It should never be to the point where you don't even want to claim your country. Like, are we even a country? Are we even a people? Like, we're supposed to be. Listen to the national anthem of the United States of America. The United States of America national anthem says, "One nation under God and justice for all," and every piece of that is a damn lie. Every piece of it is a lie.
I feel uncomfortable to live in my country.
It's
I
unsafe.
shouldn't feel that way. And what's even more disgusting is that people are associating this with the BLM. There was literally a cop walking a white woman down the stairs, holding her hand to get her out of the Capitol building.
A lot of people are getting mad that the police are trying to defend the Capitol building.
No, there wasn't enough defending. That's the problem. Because obviously, because the people are white, it's a totally different thing for police for some odd reason. Yeah, there were policemen taking pictures with the Capitol Raiders in the Capitol. They were taking selfies with the Capitol Raiders in the Capitol. This shows how racist our country is. Because if the people were black, there would be like 15 times more people shot.
People wouldn't even have made it past the gate.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah, we wouldn't.
They wouldn't even have gotten to the property.
Not at all.
This country is supposed to accept everyone, and this country accepts nobody.
Yeah, the Constitution where it says all men created equal, or at this point, just fucking cross that out.
I don't know if you listened to Epic Rap Battles of History, but one of their lines in Epic Rap Battles of History says, "When will we the people stop meaning we the people who are white?"
And also, what's a problem is that people need to educate them. We need to educate people, not like us, not us, obviously, but people need to educate Americans on how to tell fake from real news. That needs to happen. If you are taking to a side without looking to the other, then you need to check yourself.
Genetically, if you look at our genetic code, you strip us down to single cells. 99.9% of our DNA is exactly the same from person to person to person to person. 0.1% of our DNA makes up whether you are a guy, whether you are a girl, whether you are black, whether you are white, Latina, it doesn't matter. 0.1% of your DNA decides that. How different are we from each other, really? Not much. 0.1% of us is different from everyone else. So why all the hatred? Why focus on that 0.1% when you got this 99% that brings you all together?
Now that we have ended this part of the section, we will go on to the good things, kind of.
Start off on the bad note, but we'll kick things up. We're going to bring things to a happy note. Put a little smile on their faces, you know?
Yes, we're going to talk about the good news that is happening. So, we'll first start off with Apple released new AirPods Max. They are even though they're called AirPods, they're over-ear headphones, which doesn't make sense, but whatever. That's the least of the problem with them. They're made of full metal, which is actually kind of cool.
Bro, the AirPods Max was the worst idea, bro. Somebody decided to take a training bra and sell it for $300, $400, $500. It's ridiculous.
It's $500 for a headphone that, one, the case looks like a handbag, two, You cannot change the case because you cannot like get an like a third party case. 3, the way the case is made, it takes up more space in your bag than if you just have the headphones regularly. 4, there's big giant holes near the bottom of the case, which totally contradicts the meaning of a case. 5, the case only protects the most resistant part and not the least resistant part. The least resistant part you hold. So,
But guess what though? Guess what though? Half of America will buy it.
yeah, they are.
Half of America is gonna walk around thinking they don't think you walking around with those things. They really gonna walk around. They gonna walk around proud that they carrying a bra in their left hand, and they don't see a problem with it. They won't see a problem. They just spent $500 on some BS. They won't care because it's got the little logo on it. It's hilarious.
The only thing that's probably only good about them AirPods is probably the sound quality.
Yes, the
bass,
sound, the
everything.
transparency mode has gotten 10 times better. So when you turn transparency mode on, you can hear everything around you. So if like someone does that, like does that, you can hear it.
Yeah.
You can tell where the sound is coming from, which is really cool. And then noise canceling has gotten way better, and then the sound quality is on another level. And if you're looking to buy these and you don't have an iPhone, don't even bother. Because
See, the problem is
that's the reason why you would think about buying them, is if you had an iPhone, because it's really easy to pair and stuff like that. But other than that, like, if you don't have an iPhone and you're looking to get them, just don't. And one more feature about the AirPods Max before we change to a different topic. They're incredibly easy to take out. The ear cups are magnetic, so if you want, you can, because there's different colors of the ear cups, you can like customize it kinda to where like, oh, I'll have like the black headphone with red ear cups, but you can't change the color of the ear cups on the store. It's an extra $16 if you want to get. No, not 16, 87 actually, if you want a different color. Next topic is Cyberpunk 2077. So that.
No, don't get me started. Do not.
Can of worms here.
So a quick review. The game is incredible. It is, from what I've seen, really, really, really good. All the bugs that people have been talking about, none of them, even though like it's a buggy game, none of the bugs in the game are annoying bugs. They're all just like funny, like glitches kinda. For example, one of them is if you're driving a car, sometimes your character like glitches out of the car, goes above the car, T-poses, and half of his clothes come off while you're driving.
By the way,
Yeah.
it doesn't affect your gameplay at all. It's
Yeah.
just hilarious to look at.
Yeah, none of
too funny.
the bugs reported, I don't think, like at least most of them, have not affected gameplay. Poor Cyberpunk devs. Obviously, the company had to rush the devs to get the game out, which is why there's so many funny bugs. But honestly, for me, what I think is that the bugs just make the game even better, because it's just more content and funny.
See, I like to tell myself that the reason that it's so buggy like that is because the devs were like, oh, you want to rush us to get this game out? Alright, I'm gonna make a fool out of you. And then just did all that stuff, all those stupid funny glitches, and it's like, yeah, this is what you wanted.
Like it's kind of like like Oblivion. Like, I'm interested in playing it only because of the funny glitches in there. But if there wasn't any glitches, I probably wouldn't even play it. It's kind of like that, but obviously the game is really good. So even if there was no glitches, I'm still compelled to buy it.
Alright, I have a question though.
Mhm.
Do these
What?
glitches mainly happen on the 1 and PlayStation 4 versions? Because I own the game, I played like a good bit of it, and I've only experienced like one glitch so far.
I think they're
No.
pretty rare. I think they're pretty rare, but because so many people play the game, you see so many of them. But I think they're honestly pretty rare. I don't think they're a very common occurrence.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I think that's the case. Yeah, from what I've seen, the glitches are like throughout all the platforms that it's on. Like it's not
I
just
think it was just.
it's not just secluded to one.
I mean, I've seen glitches in gameplay from all different types of consoles, PC even. I've seen them in PC. It's just I think it's just they're a really rare occurrence. So you could probably get through the gameplay and not even see them, which might even have been why they're still there. You know, they may have just overlooked a couple of them, but some of them are just hilarious.
It was one. The dude was in a car, and then the car just starts spinning out of nowhere with the body.
Exactly. It's
outside
like,
the
dude.
window. Yeah. Who was the creator of Cyberpunk? Keanu Reeves.
No.
Did you just say that? Did you just say that?
Bro, you're gonna get canceled, man.
The creator of Cyberpunk is Project CD Red.
Yeah, that's
They're
the
either-
company.
Well, actually, they're also the people behind the Witcher series.
Ooh. Yeah,
No, I
they're
really thought Keanu Reeves made that game now.
But he's in there.
Yeah, Keanu Reeves is like one of the characters.
You know what's so good about Cyberpunk 27? Getting. Alright, so does anyone have any topics they want to talk about?
I got an iPhone 12.
Well, that's splendid.
I guess it's the same thing as the 11.
Where do you see improvements? Like what common features do you use that you've seen improvements on? I'm genuinely curious. Like I'm not even
Yeah.
trolling.
Camera.
And the camera,
Mm-hmm.
just how like it just looking like when you in the home screen.
Yeah, the design is
Mhm.
the design is a little bit better because it's more blocky.
Yeah.
It's way easier to hold and stuff like that.
That
So you said the camera. I'm curious. Elaborate. Like is the way it captures exposure? Is that better?
It's-
Like is the
it's-
focus? Is the
Yeah.
focus quicker? Like
The
it
second
zooms in, zooms out.
So the second camera is has gotten way better than the last version. The zoom in and zoom out has more, like you can zoom in more with more clarity and zoom out more with more clarity. Obviously, I think Face ID got better, and I think for either the Pro or the Pro Max, there's a LiDAR sensor, which later down the line is gonna come insanely handy, where it can be used for AR, and it makes AR like 100 times better. I think they used AR to like find a kid who was lost in a forest. It's very LiDAR is very good, and in the future it's gonna come in very handy.
okay, that's pretty cool. So
I like
so as an iPhone user and an iPhone 12 user, would you recommend getting the upgrade or would you stick with the iPhone 11?
Well, depends. So if you don't have the
If you
11
don't-
and you're wanting a new
Yeah.
phone, if you're wanting like a new iPhone, go to the 12.
Then
But if you have an
Yeah,
11,
yeah,
just
yeah.
stay with the 11.
And Vince, you haven't spoken about your phone. What phone do you use?
I have a iPhone 7.
Based on the information you heard, would you consider upgrading to the
Oh,
12?
yeah,
Would you go to the
you
other?
need a big upgrade. That's not a question.
Okay, so if I had the option, I most definitely would. But with that, the cost of the phone, it's a lot. So for families of like low income or people of low
Yeah.
income, honestly, I would recommend just staying with like upgrading to the next phone each time you can.
Yeah. So if you're struggling and you still want an iPhone, the SE2 is the way to go. The iPhone SE2.
Mm-hmm.
That one
It's like-
that one is I
yeah.
think it's like it's either 300 or 500. So it's at that price range, it's
Or-
cheap for an Apple phone. And it still has the black bars
ahead.
and the fingerprint scanner with the home button.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, it
it's
looks just like the iPhone 8, too.
And if you want something better than that, if you're locked into an agreement with any like carriers that provide Apple phones, you can even upgrade. You know, you get. I'm fairly sure a lot of like cell phone service carriers, they provide like cross transfer, so you can actually upgrade from an old Android device to an iPhone device as long as you go with their company. I think you can. I'm not sure. I know Metro does.
Yeah,
In Metro, you're allowed to. You're
yeah,
allowed to. So if
it's
you
like-
use Metro PCS, 100%, you can upgrade from an Android to an iPhone if you want to get the iPhone.
Hmm.
yeah, if like so what with most carrier companies, if you're switching to their carrier company, they'll give you like a free iPhone. Like depending on what their deal is, it'll be like one free iPhone. Sometimes it'll be even like 3. Like it'll be like they'll give you like 3 free iPhones, which is kind of cool. But
I know Verizon's family plan, if you switch to Sprint Mobile from Verizon, they give you, like if you do the family, if like your whole family switches, you get 4 free iPhones. If you think about it, you're getting a free $1,200 phone.
because
It's the same thing?
what I do
Oh, yeah.
is every major leap that iPhone makes in their Apple makes in their phones, that's when I get a new iPhone. So like when the iPhone X came out with their Face ID, like way bigger screen to body ratio, stuff like that, that's when I got
Yeah.
my X, which is an XR.
So I know the iPhone 12, it uses 5G.
Yeah.
It's 5G network, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what it says it right on top of the right next to the batteries on.
So now I have to ask you, is it as good as they say it is?
Yes, it is. Like it's faster. Yeah,
You
I
think-
bet you
things
love
like
that
that.
Galaxy Note 20.
Oh, I would love to get something like that.
Speaking of Galaxy 20, have you seen the it might be the Galaxy 20 or the Note 10, but one of them came out with this Star Wars like decal. It was themed for that new Star Wars movie that came out, the last one that just came out, well, like a while
I
ago.
think I saw it.
It looked really cool.
I mean, I have heard so many good things about that phone. My teacher uses that phone, and my God, that thing's a beaut. It is a beaut.
Yeah, that thing looks beautiful. The freaking purple hue
from
and all
what I
that.
From what I understand too, it's actually significantly cheaper than you would think it would be too.
Oh yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. It's still like up in the 700-800.
Wait.
It's in like the 700 to 800 range. But for a phone that's better than the iPhone 11 was, it's like, dude, I'll take it.
Bro, I just looked up on YouTube. I just put Galaxy and I saw Galaxy S21, and I looked at the camera. It's like 4 cameras on the back of that joint. Like 8 cameras on that joint. Like what in the world?
Um,
That's alright. Wait, was it the what was the phone? I
It's like
think
the
it
So-
was
Galaxy S21
so-
Ultra.
yeah. So how they compensated with the price for the fan edition is that it's a plastic back. That's why the price dropped.
I'll take a plastic bag every day, bro. Just give me a phone case. I don't care.
I mean, it's
Like-
it's not like cheap plastic. Obviously, it's
Yeah, but like I don't care what the back of my phone feels like, dude. I'm gonna be putting the case on it anyway. I ain't gonna feel it.
all right. So the last topic is going to be the Game Awards, the
Oh,
2020
Oh man.
Game Awards.
don't get me started on that.
Why? One,
I'm gonna say this.
why did The Last of Us 2 win so many
They're
times?
So biased.
What people
And
are
to me-
saying is that why it won Game of the Year is because it was really good. The problem with that is that yes, the game is really good, and the game is amazing at everything except for the story, which is shit in my opinion.
Yeah.
And how I think is why it shouldn't have won is that when a game like The Last of Us 2 is a story-based game, then the reason for a
Story
game
matters.
to be good, the story needs to be good.
The
Because
story.
that's why,
Yeah.
that's what the game is, about the story. So if the
Yeah,
story
this
is
is-
shit, then I think the game is shit.
Exactly.
But the
You know,
gameplay was just mwah. Like, Amazing.
Look, you can have all the good gameplay mechanics you want, and you can have the best graphics in the world. It could look
Yeah,
like
but
I'm
the
staring
story.
straight at a. It could look like I'm staring straight at a movie. I'm telling you, if people don't care if a movie looks good, as long as its story sucks, I don't give a shit if your game looks good. If your story sucks, your game sucks. Period. End of discussion.
Obviously,
Which it
obviously only if
Oh.
it's a story-based game. If it's not a story-based game, then that doesn't matter.
Yeah, like if it's not a story-based game, then obviously no one cares about the story because it's not what they're there for. You know, if you're there for something like GTA, you're there for the online. Like that's all it is. You're
Don't
there for the
forget-
online.
The voice actors was good too. The voice actors was really good.
Well, yeah, that's
This is-
everything. Everything
Like,
was amazing about the game except for the story. That's
I was just gonna say, there hasn't really been too many updates in the video game world over the past month.
yeah.
You know, but what I am curious about though is what's gonna come this year. What comes this year, we're gonna cover that as soon as it comes.
Oh yeah, the amount of promising games coming out this year is a lot. So that's gonna be really fun to check out and stuff like that.
Oh, and next podcast, I think it'll be this one because we're running out of time. But next podcast, I have something we're gonna talk about. Stay tuned for artificial reality.
AR.
No, it's different than augmented. Artificial reality, where we'll talk about it more at a later time. But Japan is making some very, very strong leap into the artificial reality world.
Speaking of Japan and like general, I want to learn Japanese.
Oh my god.
You know, you
No,
actually
bro.
don't have to. You know, 90% of Japan actually learns English in school. Yeah, 9 people out of 10, when you go to Japan, they at least know enough English to speak to you. It's not going to be very good English most of the time, but it'll be enough for you to understand what they're saying. It's not going to be like speaking perfect English like us, but it's certainly not going to be Japanese.
If you want to visit Japan, definitely watch some videos on like what's customary and stuff like that there, because it
And
is
also-
very different from the U.S. One
keep
example
your-
that do not tip in restaurants because it is considered very bad etiquette, because in their place good quality service is a given. So do not tip. It is considered very rude.
It's almost like they consider it, you know, they're like, what, you think I don't get paid enough?
Yeah, it's like that, cause yeah, they
And
they
another
get
thing,
paid
another
enough
thing.
and stuff like that. And with that, we will end. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you all in the next episode. Goodbye.
Peace.
See ya.